Okay, then I'll go with, now this footage is only just zoom in shot. Okay, there's no pan shot or anything, so it's a kind of straight line. So I'll go with use result. Okay, 0.08, very much fine for us. So if I play this, this is the regular task we do. Okay, whenever you have footage, manual tracking you have done, I just slowed down this and I've tracked this around 25 track points. For today's task, what I'm doing is, once this tracking is done, I'm going to select all, right click, add new. I'll go with something called point set, manual track, click OK, select all the track points. I group them because we are doing both manual and automatic track. So I don't want that auto track take information from the manual track point. So we just trying to hide them. So you can just select these guys and go with the view, hide selected these things. So you can just view, hide selected. They are there, but they are hidden. So tracking will not be working on them. So this I can hide it. Now you can go with auto tracking. Set up the camera. Auto tracking settings. In the previous example, when we used, maybe in the starting classes, we used this thing, we have increased a bit of track points to 100 and 200 something. But here, our target is to create the mesh. I cannot take only 20, 30 points and all. It will be huge. So for this particular task, which I have experimented in the morning, that's why I asked you to come by 9:30. I used 2000 by 4000 points. But still, there was a kind of gap, but I'll stick to that. That itself, it has taken almost 25 to 30 minutes to track. Okay, so I'll go with 2000 space 4000 and minimum track length, let it be 10 frames, search intervals 15 frames is fine. These 3 points, search area size 129 pixels, 153 by 129 pixels means a lot of gap is there. Okay, so that we need to reduce. I experimented with 4 and 6, but maybe I'll go with again time. So I'll go with 4 and 6. This thing. Then this I'm making it half. This is pattern size. What is the region it is going to select? Okay, that would be half the size of existing one. And 5. And then minimum distance, let it be 1, that is 15 pixels. The distance between the points and all that. Okay, once these values we have changed, we are ready to go with the auto track. So I'll just switch on this guy, backward and forward, click track. Where are the track points? Okay. Options. Anything we need to change here? This is fine. This is fine. No, no, that will automatically, here itself it will start creating. Okay. We are in auto tracking, this is fine. Or else let me in manual tracking. This no, this is okay for 2.5. But still it has to show something over here, no? Tracking sensitivity, these things are fine. Over. Uh, that could be reason pattern size we reduced. For sceneries like this, we use this technique. But if it is a flat surfaces, manual tracking at individual points. Suppose I want to create this wall. I'll take points at that corner edges. Same thing with the pillar. If we ask it to do, it might create random shape. So instead we select the points and do it manually. But because of the rocky region and all, we are giving it to auto option. Sort of colors, red, yellow and magenta it will come. Okay, once this is done, I'll go with cal and find badly tracked data. Now before solving it, okay, after that we will be actually going to this particular tab and solve it. Now if I click on this solve, it is going to remember the manual track values and then compare it. So instead what we do is we need to select all the auto track. Mm. It didn't give any, it doesn't give any value, no? It will give after you solve it. Which it didn't select. Uh, I didn't select any, no, automatically track the points only. You want this to be resulting things you want to say. This one. Mm. I thought we can delete it when solving also. Two options we can do. Okay, once this is done, then we can select all of them, right click, modify, calculation, passive. These track points are going to be sticking to the surface. They are not going to move around with the, when we take it to Maya, it has to stick there. Because of that, we can use this thing. So we are converting that all the track points into passive. Okay. Once this is done, I can go with it takes some time to create all the auto tracks. Okay, done. Okay, click on use result. Okay. Now if I just go with auto track 3D orientation, this is the track points mesh we got it. Means like all the track points, auto tracks we got it. Till now, even now, we don't have access of manual tracks, the 25 what have used, which we have already hidden them. Okay. Now here is some time you can invest, whichever track points are behind the camera, which are floating away from the, you can easily identify that's the path. Okay. Whichever is not required to us, we can just remove them. Now this guy, I'll hold Alt and then delete. Little extra time you need to invest here. Hold Alt for the selection of the points which you feel they are not required for us. There is no particular rule that this point to be deleted and all, assumption. Okay. Then suppose for me it's fine. So what you can do, now I need to select all these track points. Let me go with the ortho and side so that we can easily access them. Holding Alt, make sure you don't select the camera. It got selected. It is selecting the camera. Sorry. Okay. Why Okay, the moment the picture is selecting, it is also be selecting. Okay, fine. Not a problem. We'll deactivate that. I'm not holding shift here. That's the problem. Hold shift when you are going with multiple selections. Okay, this is selected. Now, I can go with 3D models, create this one, mesh from the points, okay, and then legacy. I'll go with the default and click on it. We got the mesh created from here. Now the shape we can't execute exactly what we want. Okay, that is used. The people use scanners for getting the exact shapes. This is not the technique they use. So we can just use this one for our base point. Once we are ready with this, we need to go into Maya. Let me see if Maya is working, because there it is crashing. Device limited reach. You guys are able to access Autodesk? And why? Okay. So first thing I'll go with is file export project. I'm going into Maya. Make sure I'm intentionally I'm making sure that the footage what I collect is starting from frame number 1. If you miss that, it's going to be a problem. So track files, we see. Okay, this is for exporting the Maya file, which we have already done previously also. Now when you want to export the mesh part, okay, so you just come over here inside this 3D models. I have created only one mesh here. Again, when you try to drag and select, it might select the camera also. So I'm just selecting the mesh from here. You can come into 3D orientation, 3D models. Here you have export 3D model as a OBJ. Okay, I'll go with the browse, same thing. ABC mesh. Okay, OBJ format. Click OK. Then export faces only, export UV coordinates. Okay, fine. This is okay. Okay, so this is done for us from equalizer. So if I just come to Maya, file, open scene, my computer, it's in the drive. Okay, this is the Maya file. I'll open it. One mistake I've done is, once you finish the creating the mesh, you don't need this point. Okay, so I can just, because somewhere around how many track points it has created, around 8,000 something it's created. So Maya has imported all that points over here. Which might not be necessary for us. So try this. Select this guy. Right, delete them. Now only manual trackings are there. So this I'll export. File, export. Hmm? I think we can. Means like if you want to access them here. We'll see if it is coming or not. We'll just say one copy and see. This is where that got hanged there. It's not working in my cabin machine. So I want this kind of experiment also here. Maya. One. Okay. Fine. We have it. We have the 25 what we have tracked it. So not a tension problem for us. So let me just select the camera. Control A. Environment. Image sequence. What is this error? Load the image file. Okay. Fine. The first frame it is not there, so it is not able to open it. So I can change it to 1. Okay, with the default 25 track points I had, I got it. Now if I just go with file, import, where is this? Okay, this one. I'll switch off the grid. I have the mesh what I've created there. So panel, perspective I go. The same mesh what you have created. Now here we can suppose see now these all are spikes are there. Okay, little bit time investment. If you want something to be placed over here, you can just use the skull tool to reduce that or delete the faces. Some cleaning work has to be done here. Okay, this if I just add new material, I'll go with standard. Or if I go with 4. Mesh part is done. Now we don't need to bother about where exactly our content is going to be placed. Okay, the cube I have selected. Now this one, go with the 5. Okay, I want to place, I can easily snap to these regions, right? First of all, go with perspective. Okay, BV, select it to its corner, 5, and go with, okay, I change the anchor point to that corner, right? Control D. Just for our reference. It's not moving. It is sticking to that point, but the cubes are still outside that this thing. So we can just select both of them. This is the tracking information. Okay. Both of them, put it into that particular. moves perfectly. Okay, this you can create the whole mesh. And what is the advantage of this mesh for us? If you're trying to do water simulation, you don't need to smudge things and all. Means like you have that path readily available. Only thing, a few modifications if you do. Guys, Mondays na, please keep your bags there only. Now see, if this is not a flat surface, right? This doesn't look good for us. But if I am trying to put some path or water flow or something, you can do it. Or some cloth simulation, we can do it. Okay. But these things, the spikes and all, suppose if I don't want to use this material, this region, I'm not going to use any of these regions, suppose. Only this region I wanted. We can play around in Maya, or whatever the things we can do. Okay, this one. Creating our own mesh from equalizer to Maya. Okay. Now, few examples nowadays. What is that company? Binus company. Visualize. They are working with this pop-up animations, right? Or you can see on Instagram also. Suddenly something pop up from the building. Okay. Right now, this is from the ground or the distracted mountains or the base thing. But if I want something to pop up from this particular frame, if I have that mesh ready with me, created in there or here, I can replace the 3D content, right? Proper 3D tracking, if you have, you can do all that. Okay. But flat surfaces, this I don't think it would be much required, because if I take 4 track points, I can easily snap to one point and scale the mesh, right? That becomes easy rather than this much, because heavy polygon things and all. So based on our requirement, we can modify it. Okay.